Hey, I'm Tim Wolford.
Bob Campbell here. Gene Campbell over there with the Oyster Bayou Hunting Club.
Y'all come see us.
Well, outfitter business sounds like a real fancy thing, a dream job, but it's absolutely impossible unless you got the help. You've got to have the help. And I've got the best help in the world. All these outfitters think they've got the best guides. They might have the most talented guides. I don't know. They might. But I will tell you, I will challenge any of them right now. My guides have got their own blinds. They're going to go to the same place. They're strategically located where they'll get a great opportunity every day. But I don't even see these blinds. I could go a year and not ever see these blinds. I see them through the customer's eyes and their reports. They come back and tell me that's unbelievable. That was unbelievable. I've never seen that many decoys before. Never seen a blind brush that well before. It had lights in it. It's got bilge pumps in it. These guys are all doing this on their own. It's unbelievable that you can have a business like this and you don't even have to supervise it because these guys are doing it. They're doing it because they can't stand for it to be wrong. They want it right. And you can't believe how easy it is. All I have to do is worry about the customers, talking to the customers. I do a little bit of hunting myself, not near as much as they do, but still love it. But not near as much as they do. They're out there every day. I love them to death. Well, right now I'm running 11 guides, and some of them won't hunt, but just a few times a year. But they have got jobs. But they got equipment. They can still have their own blinds, but in some of the lesser successful areas. But there are several guides that I could not operate without. They're in the best spots. They are the best guides. They're the best duck callers. They have got imaginations that create hunting spots, hunting holes that the ducks come to regularly. They come to them every day. I couldn't operate without these guys. So I've got two guys, maybe three. If I were to lose those guys, I would go directly out of business. I've got one. I would be real close to just going out of the business. I had a cook that cooked for me for 37 years, and I swore that if she ever left me, I'd go out of the business. But I didn't. She passed away, and we miss her. But that's just like these guys. They're just such an integral, important part of this business that it couldn't operate without them. First guy was my brother Bob, 1978. My partner J.W. Bones and myself, we had developed enough business that we needed more help. We had more people that wanted to hunt, so Bob was obvious. He also worked for Forrest West. Forrest was my first contact with the guiding business. I worked for him for 3 years, and Bob worked for him that last year or two that I was there. I talked Bob into coming. He brought one of his longtime buddies, Blaine Firemood, and I hired another guy that I had known for years, Scott Goodman. So that was my first three guides right there. Bob is still hunting with me. Blaine is still hunting, and Scott's still fishing. We're all still in the guide business, even at our ages, because that's what we were supposed to do. That's why we were put on this earth. But Bob stayed with me. Blaine, he was just too much. He was destined for fame. Fantastic fisherman, tournament fisherman, fantastic duck hunter. Everything about him said he's got to have his own business. And I hated to see him go. He hunted for me for about 4 years, all-time all-time favorite. Just a great guy. One of my favorite guys besides the main guys that have been with me forever, Jay Cornelius. He's a pipeline welder and a good one. He can get a job anytime he wants to. Everybody knows him by reputation. But come September 1st, he's a duck guide. He quits his job wherever he's working. Doesn't matter who he's working for. He knows he can get one when he goes back to work. He'll come down here and get his duck line ready, hunt teal season, maybe go back to work for a couple of weeks during October, but then comes back the week before November and gets everything ready for the first split of the duck season. And he's a maniac duck hunter. He's one of the guys, you met him a little bit earlier. When he left, he didn't have a trip, but that phone call, the first phone call you saw was him calling Bob to see if he could go with Bob. And then he calls me back. That phone call was he had found a party for tomorrow and he was going to go ahead and hunt. So these guys just love it so much. He's got a great dog. He's got an old dog that he's retired. She was a great dog. He's a great duck caller. He puts a lot of work into it. He makes his blind perfect. And I have never heard a single complaint. He never gets out of hand with the customers, never gets angry. He's very, very steady and patient. I can send kids with him. And not all the guides have that classification. I've just got a couple that I know I can send kids with. They're going to be great with them, and they're going to get a good experience too. I particularly like that about Jay. So the dependability, send a preacher with him, you're good. You don't even have to tell him. I like Jay a lot. Jimmy Trahan, he's been hunting with me for 20 years. He was he worked for Mobil, and then Exxon Mobil was a contract. He handled the contractors that came into the plant. Had a lot of responsibility. He started fishing and hunting with us many years ago as a friend of Tim's. They've been maybe not lifelong friends, but for many years. He lives down. He actually lives on Bolivar. Made it through Hurricane Ike. He came to work for us. Worked down at Chandelier Island, which Tim did also. We fished at Chandelier Island. We started that. I started in '86 and fished there until 2008. And Tim and Jimmy were with me when we retired down there. So we've got that connection too. Both of them great fishermen. And Jimmy's a good duck hunter. He's a very good duck hunter. He's got the most difficult blind that we have to get to. It's way down in the marsh. He has a long scooter drive that goes down a pretty rough and tumble, worn out cattle walk, and then he gets in a boat and goes the rest of the way to his blind. It's difficult to get to. It is not as hot a spot as Bob's and Tim's or mine. No, he doesn't guide as much as we do. And he will take a day off every once in a while, but he lives in the cedar closet right here when he's here. We converted it and put an air conditioning bed in it when we first opened this place. And that's where he is. He goes to bed early, wakes up early. If anybody comes in late, you know, a cook or anybody, I know about it immediately. If I'm not here, he'll put the people to bed. So he's invaluable to the company. Knows how to check the people out, you know, to make the collections and say goodbye to the customers if I'm not here.